Okay, so it's actually been quite some time since the last time I worked on this D20 writing challenge, and I took a long break from it because I actually kind of forgot about it because I had a lot of other things going on in my life, but I do want to get back to it and finish it because I had written 3,000 words before, and that was a lot of words to write in one day. I'm actually still surprised I did it, but I only made it to. I had 2 ticks in 14. And sorry, I was writing it down in my notebook so I remember where we were. I made it 2 ticks into 14, so I had rolled for 14 twice. And I still want to make it to 20, and I think these last parts are going to be a lot harder because you have a much smaller chance of rolling the number that you need. So, because for a 14 and above, that's 7 out of 20, which is less than half, or less than 50%. So I do want to get back into my writing, and actually, we're in Preptober now, as my little beautiful wall of leaves here. It is now spooky season, autumn, fall, whatever you want to call it. I like all the leaves changing colors, so I bought some. Technically, these light up, but they were on sale when I bought them because one of them doesn't work. So I might just leave them as, pretty little leaves sitting here. And so I have a tracker here. I made a whole new notebook for my videos and stuff, but I made a little tracker here for how much I'm going to be writing in this section because every 1,000 words is a vlog. So getting to 40 or 4,000 words. So I will have rolled 40 times. Doing that is going to happen in this vlog, and then we'll see how long it takes me after that. But I do at least have, I will write up to 4,000 words in this whole challenge because, like I said, I did want to finish the challenge. I just never really got around to it. So it's Preptober, and I want to get some writing done, so we're going to do that today. Okay, so in this first 100 words I've written, I, have enjoyed getting back into the writing because I haven't touched this for a few months. I've worked on outlining a little bit and getting more of an idea of a couple sections that I want to work on, and there's other ones that I want to write because I'm kind of skipping around at this point because I know the entire story. So it's annoying to see on the side here I have a lot of red and yellow sections, which means red means I haven't started it yet, but it has like a 1 sentence summary or an outline fully done and just haven't written it. And yellow means I'm in the middle of writing that section. So I have a lot of red and yellow in here, and then purple is for sections that are in this big book that I have over here that I printed when I got, it was 2/3 of the way at the time. Now it's like halfway through. But it's really nice to get back into it after not touching it for a few months, and it really feels good to be back, honestly, because sometimes I just need that time away from the writing to have a fresh mind and have fresh ideas and, something new to think about for whatever section I'm trying to write. So I'm definitely excited to get back into it, and I'm really excited to write the next 100 words, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so in this next 100 words that I just wrote, Celine shared more of her interaction with Damien the night before when he attacked her. And then I rolled a 19, so I get to move on, and I'm really excited for that. I also get to turn the page, which is fantastic because there's probably almost 500 words on a page, so maybe not 500, maybe like 400. But there's a lot of words on a page, so it's really nice to be able to flip the page and move on to the next one and see what else Celine is talking about here, because I'm not entirely sure. It's also really interesting to come back to this and kind of have a brain fog, but not in a bad way, because I'm like relearning all the things that I had decided were going to happen in the story, and I get to change up the words a little bit or what's happening and stuff like that. So I'm excited to continue into this this section here and see what she's talking about, because technically she's in like this like dream world slash void thing. Like she's not awake right now, so we're just kind of getting her thoughts on a lot of things, and I'm just gonna get to know more about what she's talking about here in a minute. So I'm excited for that, and I'm just going to write the next 100 words and see what else she has to say. Alright, in this 100 words, Celine finishes up her thoughts about, you know, what was going on with Damien, and then Xander showing up. She doesn't know that's his name, but the boy from the morning, you know, coming to save her. She writes about how she thinks, you know, he was there in the right place at the right time, like, mysteriously. How is he there? You know, how does he just know? Like, there's no way he was just like walking by. She thinks it's like can't be a coincidence, like something must have drawn him there or something. But I did roll a 3 for that one. So we finished 14 and now we're on 15, which we might be here for a little while. I don't know. I also don't know how many more vlogs there's gonna be, because we're getting smaller and smaller chances of getting the numbers we want. So I don't know how many of these there's going to be. I'm guessing there's gonna be at least this one and the next one. I don't know if we're gonna finish it before I get to 5,000 words, or I'm gonna need more words than that. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to finish this, and I'm really excited to see how many words I write in this challenge, and then maybe I'll use this challenge more often to help me write words, because there's something satisfying about rolling dice every 100 words and seeing, you know, if you get the number you need to move on, or if you're gonna have to continue on. Like on 14, I had a total of 4 rolls for that, because I had 2 from the previous vlog and then this one. So we'll see what happens, but I think in this next 100 words, I might finish this section, and then I'll be able to move on to the next one. I don't know if I'm going to go to previous sections, because the ones that are red are ones that I haven't written anything for yet, and I feel like it's easier to do this challenge for the first time with words that I'm just kind of editing and kind of re-adding in a way that makes more sense for the story, because this big manuscript that I just flipped over a minute ago, it's like, I think it's 300 and some pages. Yes, 300 and some pages, and these are outdated words because they're like over a year old. They're very old. So they're very outdated, so I'm changing up these sections as I, you know, write them into the story outline that I have now, that is much more detailed, and I know exactly what's happening in each section. Some of them I just have to outline more than others, but that's totally fine. I am going to write the next 100 words, though, and then we can talk more about the, how the story's going. The 100 words ended so close to the end. Like, there's probably 10 to 15 words left in this section, and I wish I could have finished it in this last part. I thought for sure I would, but I guess we're going to be finishing it in the next 100 words and then starting the next section, which I have no idea what the next section is. Celine, it'll be Damien next, and I have no idea which one of his sections we're going to end up writing. So we actually might be writing a different one, I'm not sure, because these aren't in order anymore. In the big manuscript, only in the actual Dabble file, so we'll see how that goes. But in these last 100 words, we got to see kind of her thoughts on what happened when she was driving home from work after that whole incident. This girl can't catch a break, and she sees this old house just go up in flames, and it looks like there's a kid trapped inside. And so she's writing about that, and then at the end she, is trying to save this kid, and then they have this purple aura around them, and they, yell at her in this weird demonic voice to get out, and then she loses consciousness. So, I'm not really sure what happened there. Like, she's not really understanding it that well, I suppose, because she doesn't know about the supernatural world. And then she makes this last mention about, when she did lose consciousness, that she was having a dream about some kids showing their new favorite game of marbles to their friend, and her question is, what does all this mean? Like, what is she supposed to do with this kind of information? So because she, I guess, believes that dreams mean something. I also got a 13 on my roll, so we will stay on 15 for at least another roll and see what happens. But I'm going to finish this section and start the next one, and we'll see what the next section is, because I actually have no idea where we're at. So, in this 100 words, I wrote the last, 15 words of Celine's section, and we actually skipped over Damien because I already wrote it before, because the sections are all kind of all over the place. So we move on to Vlad and him talking about, Freya being his soul blood and what that means to him anymore, because he's kind of in his quest to, to him, better the vampire society as a whole. He's kind of losing himself, and he's giving himself more over to the blood and all that stuff. So, in this beginning part of the story, we see him just the little sprinkles in the beginnings of him losing himself and what's going to lead to his eventual demise. But it's a slow start to the story, but I think there's enough action happening to keep people reading, and obviously as I edit it over and over again, the sections are going to get better and better. So writing these 1,000 words, or 1,000, I wish I wrote 1,000 words, that's what we're trying to get to. We're halfway there, we're at 500 words. Writing this 100 words, we, got to see a little bit of him thinking about these kinds of things, and as he thinks about things, we'll start to see his thought process shift in a way, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. And I think that's probably going to be one of the more interesting things I do with the story, is showing this character losing himself, beginning to go insane a little bit, and stuff like that. So we shall see. I'm going to write another 100 words and see what else we find out about him, because I'm not sure. So in these last 100 words I wrote, And we're at 600 words now. Like, I'm just flying through these words, which is great. Vlad then begins to start talking about how Freya, you know, argues with him about a lot of things in the Vampire Society, and it doesn't seem like she trusts him on anything. And he talked about the times before when, you know, she was, I guess, young and didn't have as many years under her belt, so she was just kind of going along with a lot of his things, and now she's not feeling the same way as she did before, and she has a lot more of an opinion that's not heard and stuff like that. So he can see that, and he just doesn't know what to do about it because he's trying to bring the Vampire Society into a new age of living where they can live among humans without fear of them finding out who, like, what they are, because if the humans found out, they would want nothing more than to be one so they could live forever and stuff, and, you know, it would just be a whole big hassle and a problem. So this piece of hair just keeps bothering me. These bangs, man, I might brush my hair in a minute again because these bangs are really annoying me. So he doesn't want the humans to find out what they are, and it's just a whole kind of a internal struggle in his head about what he's going to do about it and how he's going to solve said problem, because, you know, he is doing what he thinks is right, and that's, you know, his role for the story, which what he thinks is right isn't, and he ends up being the villain of the story. So just figuring out how to slowly bring that in is just a whole thing for me. But I did get an 18, so I finished level 15, and I'm going to move on to 16, and we'll see how many rolls it takes me to get there. So far, the last two have only taken me 4 rolls each, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if I can get to 16 by the end of this vlog, and then we will continue on writing.
What's a scuzzy wuzzy?
Scuzzy wuzzy, I said that. You know, scuzzy wuzzy, like a little nasty little hoochie, you know? So we're gonna cover them up with some buttermilk.
Okay, so in this 100 words, we transition from Vlad talking about, you know, how much Freya's been, you know, more of an issue these days, into he's so tempted by drinking her blood that he goes into a freezer, I guess, with her frozen blood whenever he needs it, because I guess vampire blood doesn't really go bad. So he puts a small amount of cup because he thinks he can restrain himself enough to drink only a little bit, but he finishes it, throws the cup across the room, and just picks up the rest of the blood bag and drinks the whole thing. So I think in the next 100 words, I want to say I'll finish this section. I might not. I have no idea. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm hoping so, because it's 2 paragraphs, and I'm hoping that's only 100 words, maybe a little less. We'll see. It's probably actually more than that, and I'm not, you know, counting correctly or whatever. But I did get a 19 on that roll, so I do move on from 16 to 17. We're definitely not going to finish the D20 rolls in this vlog, but perhaps in the next one we will. I have 200 more words to write, and we'll see if we can get part of the way through 17. I have been having some really high rolls, though, so I don't know when that's going to stop, because as you move, you know, higher and higher, it's supposed to be harder to get higher rolls, but in this last 8 rolls, I've had 2 19s and an 18, and that's what got me past each one. So, or each level, I guess, if you want to call it that. So The highest we can get to is passing level 18 today. We'll see if that happens. If not, then there's going to be another vlog anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to finish the rest in the next vlog, although I don't know if I'm going to need 1,000 more words to do so, but I will obviously continue that vlog until I finish the D20 dungeon writing crawl, which this is part 4, so I will be at 4,000 words at the end. So in these last 100 words, I did get a 9, so I do not get to move on. I'm on 17 still, which is fine. We can stay there and have enough for the next vlog. But in these 100 words, Vlad comes back to his senses after drinking the rest of the bag of blood. He tries to exercise a little bit of self-control not because he wants to control himself from drinking the blood. He doesn't want Freya to know what's going on and know that he's having trouble with, not drinking her blood so much, and stuff like that. So he's trying to kind of cover it up in a way. And then I feel like in coming sections, he's just going to act like it never happened, but more interesting things are going to happen. So we shall see. I didn't finish that section. It looks like there's probably like 35 more words left. So I will finish that section in these last 1,000 words. Oh my gosh, I wish. I keep saying that. In these last 100 words in this vlog. And then in the next vlog, I'll be starting a new section, which will be great because in this one I will have finished 2 sections, which I'm totally fine with. 1,000 words finishing 2 sections for me, because that's 2 more than I had done before, so I will be happy to see those done. I am going to continue on and just kind of get these last 100 words out and see where we're at then. Okay. Alright, so in these last 100 words, it's actually kind of funny. So I finished Vlad's section with half of those words, and then the other half of the words was starting a new section for a different character. So we're just jumping into something that Xander is doing. He's telling Celine about the supernatural world, about magic, about all those things, because she kind of needs to understand those going forward if they're going to do some of the things they're going to be doing. And this section is really long, so this might be the only section I get to in the next vlog, because it's 2,601 words, and it's about every 1,000 words that I'm switching locations and changing it up and trying to see if changing locations also helps with that. So every vlog I change location, so the next vlog I'm actually going to be at the table over there, and I'm running out of places, so I'm hoping we finish this in the next one, because let's see, we did outside for the first one, and then we were on the couch for the second vlog, and then we were at the dining room table for the third one, and then for this one we're at the desk, and now the next one we're going to be at the little table over here that I do like that space. It's very cute and cozy. I should get more of these to put over there, though, or move these over there. I don't know, we'll see. But I just started Xander's section, and I think I might start the next vlog pretty soon, because I really want to write this section now, and having gone through these 1,000 words, I really just want to keep it rolling, because in the first 3 vlogs, I did all of those in one day, so I feel like I could do these 2 in one day. It's only like 2:15, and I've only spent like maybe a couple hours on this, so I think I could do another one for sure. So that is going to be the end of this vlog. In the next one, I'll recap where we are, you know, what's going on with all that, and then continue on. And hopefully I will be able to finish it in that vlog. We'll see what happens though. So I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know how your writing's going, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.